What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the shop. Last time we were up here, you guys saw us get the coilovers thrown on our NA Miata. We have actually since sent that thing out to get painted. The color reveal will be coming real soon, and we should be getting that thing back pretty soon. Not 100% sure. On top of that, we actually finished the floors on Jake's Ram 50. We were welding together the passenger side. That is now done. We got undercoating put on the car, bunch of paint. This thing is now ready for the road, ready for this winter. And then we also ordered a few more parts for the Supra. More stuff's kind of coming soon here, but if you want to know a little bit more about what's going on with these projects, make sure you go out and check that last video that we had out. Should kind of explain everything that's going on. But today, the goal is the Conquest. We talked a little bit last time about what actually ended up happening. Jake was getting on the highway. He went to accelerate. Unfortunately, we lost an engine. So today's goal is to get a new engine put in it. And luckily enough, we've got a few long blocks with turbos ready to go, kind of laying around the shop. So the goal is to transplant one of those into the car, along with cleaning the rest of the stuff like charge piping, intake piping, the turbo, a few other things. Just it sent a ton of oil through the intake track, so everything needs to be cleaned. And then we also need to get like new oil cooler, new rubber lines, things like that. Really anything that oil touch that's rubber or a cooler needs to be replaced. But apart from the Conquest, I gotta do a bit of maintenance on my own car, so we'll do an oil change. We'll get the rest of Will's GS interior put back together. So I'm gonna get this all finished up. We're gonna get the rest of the stuff cleaned up, and then we'll hopefully be dropping an engine in this thing within the next couple hours. All right, so as you can see, we got the Conquest all ready to go. Yesterday we were just tinkering around with the engine bay here. We got a new speedo cable thrown in because the other one unfortunately stopped working. Cleaned up a little bit, alleviated some unnecessary wires and things like that. I don't think we're gonna pursue cleaning the engine bay much more than it already is, but you can see Jake's kind of pulling apart all the intake piping and all that stuff now, because that's like number one. Clean your shit before you put it back in. But the oil cooler and the lines, like we said before, are things that unfortunately are not going to be here this weekend, so this won't run this weekend. But I think we can get everything put together: engine, trans, exhaust, wiring, fuel, spark, all that. Get all that stuff situated so that we literally just need to throw an oil cooler in it and drive it down the road. Again, we're going to get to cleaning. We're going to see what we can do to get everything ready, and then we'll jump back into it once we start dropping this motor.
All right there, ladies and weens, welcome back to the shop. And today, I'm probably gonna put that motor in this car, because that motor that's over there on the floor, I blew it up. Blew it up over a month ago now. This one's essentially a drop-in, ready to go. There's some 86 stuff that is on this motor that's gotta be yeetus, deletus. I got to swap the injectors over to the 88, 89 injector style. Take the idle speed control motor assembly off. Besides, that's a 86, and I want to say that is specific to the 86 and prior. So like, it won't work on an 87, 88, or an 89 car. Everything else is the exact same other than the coolant crossover tube. This one actually has a little nipple to come in the tube itself, whereas the 88, 89, that nipple's on the water pump. So it makes the water pump cost more. I can run a naturally aspirated water pump on this and save like 50 bucks. Unfortunately, this one's got balance shafts in it. But you know, that'll be yeetus deletus at a later date anyways. So, without further ado, let's put a new heart in this thing, because it's long overdue.
Long overdue. So we are currently here under the car. We are fan-doogling stuff up and out of the way. We have our speedo cable here zip tied out of the way so that we can get the trans in without mangling our brand used part. And then we need to get our downpipe so that it is up there and out of the way so we can damage the flange and, you know, beat the hell out of the downpipe as we install an engine.
Yep.
And then break the O2 sensor off that we don't even use because the wideband works in this thing.
Wideband works.
So we'll make sure to break that off post haste. Also, if you hadn't noticed, Kyle is not here today. He has some other stuff that's currently going on, so He's not currently present, but he'll be here later in the day to
Allegedly.
Not allegedly. He told me he'd be here, like 2 hours. If he's not here, then who's going to, actually film and record halfway decently and make halfway decent content?
I don't know. I'm pretty good at that. No.
Well, because you have crew and unusual, and we can only do so much.
No. I'm the thickness.
The sickness for the thickness? Yeah, because I get sick just thinking of you. Ta-da! Alrighty, and literally like 20 minutes later, engine is in. The car is supporting the weight of the engine. That is literally like the quickest we've ever done this. Last time I did one of these on my blue truck, it was like 45 minutes of my buddy of Will and I screwing with it, and this time it's literally just did-it-boonk. So now it's pretty much buttoning stuff up, just getting the bolts tight, connecting the harnesses where we can. We do also have the transmission still to install. That won't take us super long. How good is that clutch?
That one? Look brand new.
We were unable to swap the clutch off of that engine, the one that's blown up, onto our brand used donor. So we're just gonna have to roll with it and hope it works. If it doesn't, well, that's his problem. Looking at our clutch, we do notice that we have a lot of material on our actual clutch disc, so
we're gonna
run
ship
this.
it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But yeah, so we have a okay-ish looking clutch that we're just going to assume is brand new.
Yep.
They know some brake clean in it. It's the Chrysler rebuild.
Yep.
Otherwise, we're gonna get the trans in here, get the drive shaft in, and get the shifter and probably call it for the night. It's getting
chilly.
It's getting a titty bit nipply, yes.
Yes.
But yeah, let's get that f***ing trans in.
I'm gonna take this, loosen the spline.
So
shouldn't need too much, right?
Nah, dab will do ya.
Yeah, no shit. Look at that. That's good stuff.
So here, we just quickly clean some of the oil and the grease out of the inside of the bell housing just so it doesn't get sprayed. There's like dripping stuff on the clutch. And then, after looking for about 5-10 minutes, we were able to find some moly lube because I keep that stuff from all the brake jobs I do. We're gonna throw some on the splines as Jake already did. We're gonna throw some as well on the stub of the input shaft for the throw bearing slides, so we can have smooth and continuous operation of our throw bearing that we're not replacing. Oh, come on. We need more ups. We also need to fan noodle the back end down. We're kind of at a bit of a hang duration on the ending here.
It just
slammed home. Oh yeah! This lower bolt is the housing below.
My hands are freezing.
Alrighty, so we have our transmission made it up to our engine. We have our bell housing bolts are tight. Slave bolts are tight. Now we are installing the bolts for our transcross member.
My fingers are numb. It is cold. It is cold.
Well, that's why we have
Ugga dugga.
another $450.
Nice. Strap on. Tight's tight.
What do you mean that made it me-proof?
In.
Alrighty, now it is a
Drive shaft.
drive shaft, a speedo cable, and a reverse switch. And then the powertrain is bolted into the car.
Alrighty there, boys. So, remember, bigger the glob, better the job. Lube your slip yoke for your transmission.
This is too much. You do not need this much. Pretty much, you just... Boy, don't look at me like that. Pretty much, all you want to do is apply a thin film of grease here just to lubricate the slip yoke so you don't damage the seal as you're sliding it in. You don't want to damage the output shaft seal. And also, a little bit down in the splines doesn't hurt. This is too much in the splines. This is too much on the slip yoke. A dab will do ya. Jesus fucking Christ.
More lube, better. And then you just shove it in its hole. Oh, it's dark in here. Ooh, did you hear that?
Yeah,
it's like stirring mac and cheese.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to put a lot there. I probably should have pulled the bolt out before I installed it.
It's cold and my nose is running. Anyways, here we are. We're just finishing up for the day. It's a chilly out there, I tell you what. But engine, transmission, drive shaft, all in, drop in, good to go. Torque to spec, slave is in. Probably am gonna need a skinny over there to go ahead and adjust my...
I ain't working. I just got here, I'm not working.
Oh no, we ain't doing that today. No, it's too cold for that. No, when the time comes and this thing's ready to roll, ready to rock, I'm gonna have you probably lay under and adjust my clutch pedal. We'll see. Hopefully we don't. But yeah, starter still needs to be put in, but again, it's cold. I don't want to do that tonight. But yeah, motor, transmission, drive shaft all in. Everything is good to go. There are a few other things that I got to swap over from this motor to this motor and vice versa. Well, not really vice versa, but and then we can start tear down on that and do the inspection on what failed. So
All in a day's work.
all in a day's work.
Nice. Yeah. It was,
And like typical YouTube magic, to go from where it was to where it's at now is a month and a half because life happens.
This is true. Yeah. But like he was saying, we got the car all put together. Unfortunately, I was off doing some other stuff today, so I wasn't here for a lot of the build. There are quite a few things on the wiring side of things that we got to get done tomorrow, and then just, you know, obviously make sure everything we did today is good. Bolts are tight, fluids are good, and then hopefully we'll get to be able to maybe move this thing around before the end of the weekend if all the oil cooler stuff goes good. But we also have a little bit of a surprise for tomorrow as well. We're going to go pick up another project. I'm not going to spoil it, but it should be a ton of fun. So you guys will see that coming here real soon. But yeah, sadly I missed all the fun, but they're right. It's like 30 degrees outside. I'm freezing. I'm trying to go home. Thank you everybody for watching. If you liked what you saw, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see everybody next time.